to my YouTube?
Yeah, no, please do.
So
And
you're who here? The silencer? Or...
no, I'm the Shadow Shaman.
Oh, okay.
This game, it was just my last game. I just picked the last one because it's mostly like fresh on my memory, and I'm really like looking to mostly understand like what you're talking about at the landing stage.
Okay. Alright, so with Shaman, it's pretty simple. You just, I think I told you about it already. You just get your nuke level 1, you spam that shit off cooldown. Probably
Actually, you didn't tell me.
What?
You actually didn't tell me that.
Oh,
the,
I think
yeah.
I don't know.
You definitely told me to like spam Crystal Nova.
Yeah, I told you about Silencer too, right?
Yep. And I do definitely just spam like crazy on Silencer. I'm a little bit unsure of like how much I should be trying to right click them. I do. It does sometimes get a little bit I guess depending on the enemy hero. But
right. So you remember I think you're the guy who I talked to about Ember Spirit, right?
Yep.
You remember I was telling you about the conditions for when you want to trade hits against the mid laner? Like when they're in the creep wave?
I actually don't remember.
Alright, well, the way that you trade hits in general is in the lane phase, you do it while they're within that 500 range of the creeps, so that your creeps will also hit them along with you. If they decide to hit back. Otherwise, you're just getting free hits off.
Mm-hmm.
So they can either back off of the wave, or they can, you know, get hit a few times.
Yep. At the beginning of this game, I was having a cigarette, so I didn't have any of my items, but yeah.
Yeah, all I can say is, you know, don't queue while you're smoking, you know?
Yeah. I usually do it, and then I can have like half of one and then get back before the game even starts. This time I just forgot to buy my items.
Yeah, that's too rushed for me. It's really important that you're getting out.
Yeah, and usually I have time to like go all the way up to where I'm about to put this ward and get to the rune in time. Luckily this game it didn't matter too much, but it could have mattered a little bit because maybe we could have got the other bounty rune, I'm sure.
Yeah, and just definitely make sure that you're always like pulling these tangos as well, because
yeah, I saw he already bought tangos too, but I was going to pull him tangos.
Yeah, you got to do it pre-game, and like you can't ever make a mid ask because it's just required. It's really inefficient to buy tangos like this on mid.
Every time I've been sharing tangos with mids, which I actually do like pretty much every game except for this one, they never buy a branch, and it always makes me feel like I'm just wasting the tangos.
Normally.
Just don't worry about it. Like, you've got a job to do,
Mm-hmm.
and so as long as you're doing your job and you're doing it to the best of your ability, then you just I can't worry about if your teammates are fucking up or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, you should be mad in a game if you know what your job was and you're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
So this is fine. He's solo for some reason. Like, their line's just AFK in base. I'm gonna get a lot of damage on him, make him waste his resources. But you probably would have been better off just sitting behind the creep wave, just denying creeps with your 76 damage.
Base damage, yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, so you just sit here, you get every single deny, you spam Ether Shock, 140 damage every 14 seconds, and this guy, like, sure, you got a lot of damage on him, and you made him use one of his tangos and his healing salve entirely, but it's at the cost of you guys ending up taking, like, even more damage than he did between the two of yourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're just right-clicking him when he came up to CS and ether shocking him, then you probably would be doing about the same, but you'd also be getting every deny, and the Phantom Assassin would have to use a this much regen.
Okay, so you're saying even if it doesn't get a kill, as long as we get every single deny and are still spamming on him, it's okay?
Yeah.
That's unfortunate too.
Another thing, another reason why I was talking about how I get annoyed when my support isn't, you know, let me change this screen share to window so it's not flickering if I alt tab.
Okay.
Okay, because that annoys me too. Fuck, what? I was about to look at what I told you.
For last time?
No, I said I'm getting annoyed when my support isn't pushing the wave and taking CS right now. A huge part of that is a competent offlane duo is never going to let you get to the side shop.
Okay.
So you have to have a support that has nukes to be able to get this wave pushed in to even use the side shop. And the way mid works right now, it's a strict 1v1, and at least the way it works in like higher up, they're constantly fairing themselves salves, tangos, or mangoes, and like parts of their stats items or whatever the hell, so that they can get the edge over the enemy. Because of how punishing it is to have to leave the lane for any reason. So if you can't use the side shop as a side laner and start your build up on treads or, you know, whatever, magic wand, just getting as many items as you can just from the side shop, it's really punishing. Just because you're not going to have the opportunity to use the courier that much.
Okay. So Shadow Shaman probably isn't the best in that case for safe lane, because his Aether Shock only hits one target at a time for level 1.
Yeah, I would say that Shadow Shaman is actually probably a better offlane support than a safe lane support.
And why is that?
Just because, like, his nuke isn't as good, so if your regular hero is stronger, it benefits him.
Okay. But you still want to do the same type of thing,
Yeah,
spamming
you
wise.
definitely want this to be maxed. And like Shackles is probably okay to level 2 because it's a lot better than the Hex.
The 100 more damage. Oh, I was gonna say, like, I usually go for level 2 Shackles because the damage increase on 1 versus 2 is pretty crazy, and then I leave it there for a bit.
Yeah, but this is a lot more mana efficient, and now that you know that you actually do want to push out the lane, and you do want to use this to, like, secure CS from time to time, if it's going to get denied, then you can see why you would want to level this and max this out.
Yeah, for sure. I see. So I'd still probably go, like, 2-0-2, but I would go 2 Ether Shock first.
Probably. I'm wondering, like, Hex is the level 2 ability, though.
I really like Shackles just because it does a good amount of damage, and the hold is pretty substantial. Like, I find that, I don't know.
The hold
I just feel
is substantial,
yeah.
but I feel like this hero is going to continue to get some buffs, because look at this Hex, like, if they added 0.5 of a second to the level 1 and made it scale a bit different, then this Hex level 1 for 70 mana is pretty damn powerful.
Yeah, I could see that. I guess, yeah, since you do so much base damage, that Hex is actually really good if you can get right clicks in. If you can get 2 right clicks in, that's basically, I mean, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I mean, the main problem with Shackles is just it's hard for it to not get canceled right now. Because it's a dual lane situation. Like Shaman used to be really good in the tri-lane meta because you just just walked up on the side and you shackled them and you had one more disable plus your carry and it was pretty much a guaranteed kill every time. And now he's strong again in the dual lane meta because people realize, oh, you can just use Ether Shock and it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter that his movement speed is low because you can just stand in the creeps and hit the creeps as well. So his base damage is like really lit, and his nuke is pretty okay, and his movement speed doesn't matter. So that's why he's sort of back a little bit. I think people are sleeping on him right now in the dual lane meta.
Do you think that it's okay to hit creeps with Ether Shock, or should I try to not be hitting creeps with Ether Shock?
I think at level 1 you should definitely hit the hero every time.
Hit the hero. But for level 2, should I be trying to evade hitting the creeps?
For level 2, I think it's fine if you hit the creeps as long as you're still getting it on the hero. Don't just hit the creeps. Make sure that you're also hitting the hero. Yeah, so one thing that I want to talk about quickly here is sort of how punishing it is for you to be leaving this lane for the Phantom Assassin. So what happens here is you trade hits like this pretty inefficiently, just because the axe can just run at you. He's got higher move speed, he's got a slow, you've got no way of taking it off. But what I want to show you happens after Phantom Assassin dies. See, what should have happened is you actually should have died too. Or, wait, no, she died earlier. I was thinking of something else, but...
Oh, this is the first time that we went for it.
Yeah, so
this is the second time.
You're not going to be able... you could stay here and just tangle up. But
I don't have anything to spam.
Yeah, you don't have mana anymore. So, what can you do to get back to base quickly without using a TP scroll?
Buying boots.
You definitely would want to spend all your gold, but what's actually a good idea right now, and in the past it used to be denying yourself to neutrals because there was no detriment to it, and it would completely deny. But what you actually should be doing right now is you should be going like this around and just dying to the tower.
Oh, I've seen that actually in higher level games.
Yeah, so it's only going to give the enemy team 25 gold each or some shit. Nothing. And you'll be able to just TP back and with this and have full HP and mana, and you'll have all your items without using the courier. And
okay. Alright, yeah, I see that.
So if you were, so it looks like the axe was actually walking back to base, so if you started running as soon as it happened, you could have just ran straight at this tower. I would have ran around just to be safe in case Axe TP'd in, just to try to minimize the amount of XP and gold he gets from it.
Yeah. But essentially just try to get yourself out of experience range of the enemy and die to a tower.
Yeah.
If,
Maybe even back to the tier 2.
Skyref, yeah, like the classic hero that I'm thinking of is Skyref right now when you say that.
Right. But you can really do it on just any hero, and it's pretty efficient.
So does that mean I should think less about buying more regen and more about stat items?
Stat items are good. I think on supports, as far as like stat items go, it's probably more efficient to get the move speed stat and like a magic stick and start buying wards. Rather than just building up like stat items to lane better. Because, yeah, the fact that you weren't here earlier was, really put Spam Assassin in kind of a bad spot. Gave the axe too much. So
Okay.
here, now that you do have regen, like, it's okay to buy regen, like, Clarity Mango, and Salve when you're coming back just to spend all of your gold before you come back. And that can, you know, keep you in lane. And you can even use your Salve for Mango on your carry. Since you don't really, like, you don't have to buy wards all the time before the laning states breaks down, because you're just not going to be leaving the lane. Like, you're going to want to get one ward just to put it like pretty close somewhere in the lane.
Yeah, I haven't been actually buying wards as much while I'm in the laning stage now. I typically try to just like get the other items I need, and then when the laning stage kind of ends is when I start to just like fuel it into that.
Right.
It seems to make more sense, right? Like,
yeah, I think that is correct.
Like I could see like trying to put like a ward down like a little bit in front of their enemy tower like right now, but at the same time, I mean it would be good right now, but it doesn't. It's not something that I need to use the courier for, right? It's not that important.
That's your Undying, and I'm keeping back the lane. I'll have one ward on me, so I can have it in my lane.
So by the logic you've told me before, I should have just Aether Shock right there as soon as he battle hungered me. I'd probably get the Battle Rage off me, and I would do a bunch of damage to him.
Yeah. Because it was close. If he spun one more time.
Yeah.
And here's where the ward would have came in handy. You would have seen this line coming.
So I actually like asked if the PA wanted to come use the shrine here, but I just decided just to use it since she wasn't coming. I figured that was okay. I wasn't sure, but would you just have died again to the tower there?
Oh yeah, for sure. Because now, like your mid player should be using the shrines.
So now that the line is here, I actually called for Ricky to come bot because I didn't think I could actually deal with this by myself. Is that true, or are we technically okay here by just spamming?
You're okay here, just spam on cooldown, and make sure if you are going to die that you spend all your gold and don't lose any.
Okay.
I don't think it's okay. I don't think it's good to rotate supports right now too much.
Really? Okay.
Right now, like this is just an alchemist who's going to get free farm, which shouldn't happen. Jesus. This is the most insane alchemist build I've ever seen.
He's not skilling anything. I guess he's I don't even know.
Points.
Yeah. I mean, what are you gonna get that isn't acid spray here? Yeah, like if you do end up skilling like the unstable concoction, you just like messed yourself up, right? So
yeah.
like even if you could maybe get a kill with it, it's still not worth it. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely think more about spending all your gold, suiciding, making sure you got one ward up in lane, because like you don't want your downtime.
So I might have been back in lane now.
Yeah, it would have been back in lane already if you just went and died either to them or just to the tower, and your Phantom Assassin wouldn't have died. Like if you were doing this correctly, your Phantom Assassin probably wouldn't have died even once.
Okay, I see.
Now I'm not necessarily like saying it's completely your fault that she's been dying, but at the same time, you not being there makes it much more difficult. And if she's not going for last hits, then she's just going to lose the lane super hard. And going for last hits is going to be what is going to cause her to die.
So really, I've been like thinking my carry should be like denying more, but really it's me that should be like trying to really hit those denies.
Yeah, you should definitely. I'm not going to say that you should go for every single last hit ever, but you definitely should be going for every single deny ever.
Okay, that actually makes a lot of sense, especially as Shadow Shaman. That like is, I feel like that kind of makes the hero, because my base damage is pretty uncomparable.
Yeah, once you realize that, you know, that Shadow Shaman actually is a good laner because of the reasons why he's a good laner mid, and you just apply that, then you'll do a lot better in lane here.
Alright, that actually makes a lot of sense, because this game, like, the TA definitely did like I'm doing well here for myself, but honestly, like, if you think about it, I didn't do that well for my TA. Or not my TA, my PA. Like,
Right.
So, although the TA is doing really well mid, that doesn't really matter, and the fact that I'm doing well doesn't matter either, because my PA didn't have the greatest time.
Yeah, so right there, I do think it's fine to just use these wards for kills right now.
That's actually another huge question. A lot of times I place down wards and I'm unsure if I should have saved them. That was an instance where I was a little more sure that I could use them. I wasn't completely sure though.
You definitely should have just dropped them and then shackled the axe, and then, you know, selected all other units so your wards are selected and just.
Was I able to? Like, I remember there, if I wasn't able to do something for some reason, I'm not sure. I feel like I couldn't
didn't get
shackle.
stunned or anything. Did I go too far back? I don't know.
I think so.
I think you go back to what happens here. See, she gets battle 100 something. Okay. Alright. Kill the creep wave and they run at her, I think.
I think so. Yeah, here.
Alright, so here, mine used all his disables. That's where you
I feel the stop
and
voice.
you shackled this axe, and your PA would have lived. And this axe would have died right here, instead of you guys having to chase him all the way, all over the place. Or maybe you could have actually just shackled the axe once you saw that line of both of his disables. And then you could have tried to get some more damage on this tower, but you do have the catapult wave. But the respawn times are so low that it's really hard to do damage to this tower early on.
Yeah, I find level 1 wards are actually pretty hard to push towers with.
Yeah, they definitely don't do that much damage. 50 damage.
I mean, I know it only looks like a little bit more. I actually don't know what wards do, what kind of damage it is. I'm assuming it is, because otherwise, why would wards be good for tower? Because 50 would be pretty shit for tower otherwise, right?
Yeah. I mean, piercing does like even more shit damage to tower than normal.
I thought piercing meant that it does like 100% of its like normal damage to a tower than minus armor. So
Oh,
like
that's hero.
Oh, okay.
Piercing does like reduce to towers, but increase to creeps, and less damage to heroes.
Oh, I see.
This is Alp pop off. He got a great start.
Not really. The TA is like pretty farmed right now.
Definitely.
The TA had a great lane. I don't know what he was doing. I didn't really watch him too much. I just saw that he had a lot of farm and felt fine. I wasn't actually like I was thinking about like going up to the Alk at one point, but I realized that my PA needed me there. And once I saw the TA doing well, I realized it really wasn't necessary to stop the Alk, because the Alk isn't like a high armor hero anyway, and the TA will just destroy him, right?
Sure. I mean, he could completely pop off, but TA's taking care of it basically. You could go up there like now that you have your serpent wards, you can like TP up here, and you have enough mana to just drop the wards. But this tower's going down anyway. This tower is not going to go down right now. Probably this tower's down. You could use him on Roche. Roche would probably be better used than this tower right now.
Really? So I'd like get the TA to go with me to Roche.
Yeah, get the TA to come with you to Roshan, and these wards are going to make a big difference.
Would you consider this the point that like laning is over? Like, I don't really know where is like a safe point to say like, okay, hey, I can leave my PA.
I don't think it's a question of when you can leave the PA. It's more of a question of it's more of a question of when you can have more of an impact on the rest of the map than right here.
Okay.
Sure, you can continue to get some kills, but this tower, they're just going to keep coming. They're going to be able to defend it. This Invoker could even come bot. Yeah, this is just a free Roshan if you TP'd there. And that Roshan translates to more kills on like Invoker, more kills on Alk. It translates into probably getting both of these tier 2s as well. Like this is just like a bad place to fight. Like
I actually shackled there because I wanted the PA to get away.
Yeah, and like you don't want to just completely use your wards off cooldown, but you also don't want them to be on cooldown for too long. And it's okay that you're killing this guy over and over. Like, he's not going to have a game, but it would just be a more productive use of your time instead of just shitting on this guy over and over. Just using the wards to get the next objective, which would be Roshan at this stage.
I thought it was going to be the tower, which is why I was trying to stay in lane to try to get wards down on it.
Yeah, early on, it's just you just don't want to go out of your way to get this tower, because like you guys have been killing them down here over and over, but look how much damage this tower has taken. Like
not much, surprisingly. Yeah.
Now that Alk is strong enough to come down here, he'll be able to put down his acid spray and sit here with ult and radiance, and that'll be another barrier.
Yeah, he actually doesn't do that this game, but now I'm thinking about it, that definitely should have been what he was doing here, right?
Yeah. Like, this tower is just way easier to get than this tower. And once you have this tower and this tower, getting Roshan is really easy on Radiant.
Yeah. Okay, so since we got those towers, like, that's the signal, like, hey, they can't really TP support anyway. We have, like, a farmed enough TA. I have wards, let's go.
Yeah. Generally speaking, the order of objectives, unless you're just crushing, and you already have mid tower, like even before this one, without even like taking map control around here after this tower goes down. I think I'm getting like ahead of myself, but basically, this tower is the easiest one because of your ability to stay on high ground the whole time and wrap. And there's no way out of here without movement abilities.
Basically the same reason that the Dire right now are still able to defend to some extent, even though they're throwing their bodies at it on their offlane.
I mean, look at this. This is, like, you gotta go up the high ground. There's no way for you to be on high ground the entire time to wrap on this tower. And there's also three different places to TP in close proximity, so you don't have to worry about long TPs and the trickle down. Like they could just, like if you guys were diving this tier 2, they could TP 3 people in simultaneously. You know, theoretically, I'm not going to tell you that's necessarily going to happen. But at that point, even if you guys are ahead, if you were to take a fight in this area, it would be bad for you because they would have the ability to get reinforcements in, and they will have higher numbers, and they'll come if they know what they're doing, even a little bit. Like this tide hunter, he just can't get here. It's impossible for him to get here. But Invoker can just Sunstrike, and the rest of them are already here to begin with.
Yeah. So it's pretty clear that Roshan is the objective here.
Yeah, okay. Roshan, and then you push this in and sit behind Tide and just like have him push out the wave and have TA hit the tower. And if they go on either of them, he just ravages. And your wards are already down, wailing on the tower the whole time. So,
do you typically think that it's better to have wards targeted on the tower? Because a lot of times I don't, because I feel like I don't know, I feel like they live longer and they also do more damage in total if I don't target on the tower.
I think it just depends if somebody's clearing the creeps or not. If nobody's clearing the creeps, have them kill the creeps and then kill the tower. But
I also
make sure
find that like if an enemy hero can like kind of try to attack them a little bit, if the wards have the ability to try to target the heroes because they haven't been targeted on anything, that usually deters them enough. Like it does enough damage to them that they have to stop trying to trade for it when you're trying to fight on it. I don't know.
I think ward micro is pretty simple. It's pretty much if there's no one to zone them away from your wards, you have the ward zone people away themselves, and then if there's nobody clearing the creep wave, then you have the wards clear the creep wave. And then if both of those conditions are met, like the heroes are getting zoned away from them and the creeps are getting cleared, then that's when you have them on the tower. But you want them all to be doing the same thing. Like you want them all clearing the creep wave, or you want them all hitting the hero. You don't want like half and half on anything, because they become much weaker if their objective is split.
Okay, I see that. TA's traps actually look to be pretty good this game too. TA's pretty much dominating. I didn't really look at that.
This is where TA's trap she should have traps down here. Like in your safe lane to kill a creep wave, and then you guys just completely 5-man and group up on these 2 towers.
so this is where I should have them targeting the tower instead.
Yeah.
Technically.
I mean, it doesn't make that big of a difference right here, but it will make a difference sometimes. Like, your wards were basically just doing the correct thing the whole time without you microing them. But it was possible that they wouldn't have done that, and like it would have fucked up somehow. Like there would have been like maybe there would have been a creep wave next. You remember when the lion died to them?
Yeah.
Like what if there was an enemy creep wave and they were attacking the creeps instead of that lion?
Yeah, I didn't think about that. What will they not try to target the hero first, or will they just target whatever's closer?
They target whatever's closest.
Okay.
If you don't like it.
I actually might have to turn off my like illusions automatically attack thing then.
I think that's fine, but it's fine for them to just automatically attack. If you select them and issue an order, they'll attack that first.
Okay.
And generally, do you have a key to select all other units?
Yeah.
Alright,
Like
so yeah, so then you should just be using that. Like,
I didn't know that worked for wards.
It does, yeah.
I used to play a lot of Naga Siren for like Radiance.
At least I think it works for wards. Let me just... I want to make sure that works for wards, because I'm pretty
I mean,
sure
I can check.
I'll check myself. I think we're pretty much done with that replay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. No, that makes a lot of sense. So should I be trying to go for offlane if I'm choosing Shadow Shaman?
I think he's pretty much okay in either. He's probably slightly stronger if you have another hero that also clears the wave. Yeah, select all other works.
Oh. Cool.
So you just want to be monitoring like what's around your wards and issue them like a different attack order if it's necessary. Otherwise you can just have them like auto attacking for the most part. But it will make a difference if they're hitting the wrong thing for a few seconds in some cases. So it's best practice is going to be making sure that they're not doing that.
Is that ever correct, you think, to make them stop attacking? Because that's one thing I don't think I have the ability to do unless I turn off the auto attack on illusions.
Maybe just like if there's an Abaddon. I can't think of another situation. Maybe that's the only one. I don't know. I can't think of another one. Probably just Abaddon.
Yeah, I guess I don't have to turn it off either way. I guess that doesn't matter too much. Unless there is that specific scenario.
Right.
Alright, so I basically, when I'm laning, I really want